What's going on YouTube? So the Acura lineup is getting ready to expand with a new SUV, but by bringing back a classic nameplate. This is the all-new Acura RSX prototype. And although it has a coupe-like appearance, this time around it's an SUV. So, is this the Acura SUV you need to wait on? Well, let's go ahead and find out. So a fitting place to begin is with the exterior of this model. As you can see, it really just has a super striking appearance, especially inside of this studio with the lights shining down and the black background here really pops out. Now, as I mentioned at the introduction, this is the RSX prototype. So I do want to just go ahead and mention straight from the start here, this is considered a prototype. However, Acura does say that they really expect that this is a very big reflection of the production model. As you know, with Honda's and Acura concepts in the past, they certainly are very close to what that production model ends up looking like. So I would expect to see almost all of this make it to the production model. That includes up here in the front. So we've got this brand new evolution of the brand's kind of signature diamond pentagon. This is going to be an electric SUV, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but because of that, it allows them to have some different designs. So instead of that kind of signature grille shape, what they've been able to do is kind of bring the body down into that point, giving you that tie-in with the rest of the lineup. You also have a gloss black finish here for the rest of the fascia, and then in your lower fascia, this is where you have some active vents which are allowing for some airflow inside. Obviously, this is a very aerodynamic vehicle, which is very important, and you can see that especially with the shape of the hood and the way all these things are purposefully done. Now, as we move over here to our headlights, we've got a bold new design direction for the brand. It's a split housing, so up at the top is your daytime running light and turn signal indicator. We also have projector LED headlights down here in the bottom in this kind of triangular housing. I think we have a cornering lamp as well, it looks like, right through there. And then I also want to point out that this has an illuminated Acura logo. So they say that obviously at night it's going to be lit up like this, but even when the vehicle is turned off, it has a traditional chrome-like appearance still. Now, moving on to the wheels, we have a 21-inch alloy on board. I really like the way this design looks. It's super nice. You've got the multi-spoke finish, the little detailed contrast accents that are added throughout. I think it really pops overall with this model, and I certainly hope the production version has these exact wheels. They look fantastic. Now, you'll notice inside we have performance brakes with the Brembo brakes, and you also have the red brake calipers. And then black accenting is going to surround your wheel arches as well as the lower parts of the body and over here on the side. We have the charge door right here. I can't open it since this is a prototype, but Acura does say this comes with NACS charging, so you will get that more advanced charge port. This right here is one thing that will change just due to US regulations. In other countries, you might be able to keep the camera mirror for that very sleek look, but here in the US, we are going to have to adopt a traditional mirror.
Now, at the side of the all-new RSX, we have quite a lot to talk about. Of course, this is going to be riding on Acura's all-new EV platform. It is their own EV dedicated platform, and as far as sizing is concerned, this is a prototype. So because of that, we don't have official numbers when it comes to length and things like that. However, Acura has said that this is very similar in size to the Acura RDX in terms of the overall vehicle length. They were quick to point out that the wheelbase is actually quite a bit bigger. So hopefully that means that the interior will have more room. Now, as far as design elements, I am happy to tell you there's quite a lot going on here. We have the two-tone black roof. I have to say that black roof looks absolutely fantastic. We also have a fixed panel moonroof up here at the top. And in addition to that, to give you that nice sleek design, we have flush mount door handles in addition to all of the black lower moldings. Now, as far as the color itself, I'm sure you're noticing this very eye-catching color. This is called Propulsion Yellow Pearl. So it's a unique color for the RSX. This is not seen on any Acura before. Now, as far as the rear design is concerned, Sweeping into here, I think this has a very sporty look to it overall. You know, really, apart from all the other Acura SUVs, this is a very sporty design. And as far as individual design touches, the rear windshield is going to be completely raked back. You do not have a wiper or anything like that because it is raked at quite an angle. Additionally, you'll notice that we have a built-in ducktail spoiler here. I think it looks really quite good, especially from the side angle. And then as far as the taillights itself, we're going to have a full-length LED taillight unit. And the interesting thing about this is that it is all the way across the back. It's fully LED with a nice dark finish. But Acura has said that this is going to kind of set the stage for their future SUVs. So you'll notice things like Acura spelled out across the back. So not just on this RSX, but in future Acura SUVs, you can expect a very similar design language to this rear look. And I have to say, it's very sleek and attractive. Although the spelling out of the Acura branding back here, I will say, kind of looks like what Lexus has done. Now, as far as the lower fascia, this is all going to be very aggressive. It's going to be in a gloss black. Of course, it's an electric product, so you're not going to have any exhaust outlets, but it is a nice sporty look. Now let's talk about safety gear. I am expecting every single one of your active safety features to be standard on the Acura RSX. This, of course, is a very high-tech vehicle. As a matter of fact, Acura says this will advance the future of safety technology. So we look forward to getting some more details as to what that actually means when this vehicle goes closer to being on sale. But we have some stuff to talk about when it comes to the interior of the RSX. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from sound level readings to cargo measurements, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars. All right, let's move on to the interior section. Unfortunately, we do have some things to talk about, like Mason said, but it's not going to be anything in terms of looking at the design of the interior. Like we said, this is a prototype. It is not, I guess, finished quite yet, so we're not able to show that off. The windows are blacked out and the doors are locked. But we can tell you a little bit about what you might expect, especially in terms of the user experience of the vehicle. So Acura was talking about how this model is really their first software-defined model. So what that's going to mean is that they'll have the availability to be able to upgrade features as well as the overall UI experience as you own the vehicle, which is, again, kind of the first for the Acura brand, since this is their bespoke in-house developed EV platform. Now, the name of this platform is Asmo OS, and I'll tell you a little bit about what they describe this as. So this is a new operating system which basically is able to kind of learn driver preferences, driving behaviors, things like this. It's bringing in AI essentially, so it's going to be learning over time how you interact with the vehicle in essence. So it's supposed to deliver you an ultra-personal experience is how Acura is describing it. And just like a phone, you have a lot of customizability that maybe wasn't present in past Acura products. Also, Mason talked a little bit about this earlier, but even things like the safety systems, those will be able to kind of evolve over time.
Now, given we can't get in the front seat, that also means we can't get into the rear seats or the cargo area for this RSX. But I do want to talk quickly about what we expect with this model. Now, you saw the very swoopy and sporty exterior design. This is a coupe-like SUV. I am expecting that the rear seat might be a little bit tighter than other Acura SUVs out there, such as the MDX, RDX, and of course the ZDX, which is also an electric SUV that Acura is selling. I also expect the same to apply to the cargo area as well, just due to the very sloped off glass here in the back. I'm assuming you're not going to be able to stack too tall up, so I would guess it has less cargo space than something like an Acura ZDX. But the good thing about an electric product is that a lot of times you have extra secret storage areas, such as under the floor. Perhaps we may even have front trunk storage as well.
I'll give you a little bit more information about kind of the overall driving experience as well as the powertrain situation. Obviously, as a prototype, we don't have much information about this, but Acura does say this will be powered by a dual motor all-wheel drive system. Of course, like other EVs, You're going to have a battery pack of right now unknown size down low on the body, which is going to help it have a low center of gravity and should give it great handling as well. Now, Acura says this will come with a sport-tuned suspension as well. So as you probably saw with maybe the Brembo brakes, that hints at perhaps greater performance potential than the ZDX model. Also, we already mentioned this a little bit, but the charging will come with a NACS charger. Obviously, no official specifications in terms of how fast it'll be able to DC fast charge. And then this platform is going to be its first application, and it's going to be built in Marysville, Ohio. So one of the things that Acura is proud of is the fact that their new EV hub at that factory kind of allows this vehicle to be built alongside hybrid and ICE models. So it's a very versatile factory where they can build, actually this is planned to be built on the same assembly line as the Integra. So that's pretty cool in terms of that.
And now it's time to talk about pricing and availability. We'll start with pricing first. Because we don't really have a lot of information about this vehicle, such as battery pack size, interior space, and features that will be offered, making an estimate is going to be pretty much not too useful. So I will just say it's probably going to slot in a similar price point to what they are selling the Acura ZDX at, and this will kind of be the sportier alternative. Now, when it comes to availability, Acura is saying this vehicle will be available in the second half of 2026, so you will have to wait a bit longer if you want to pick up one of these Acura RSX models. Now, if you're looking to buy any new vehicle, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. The reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, as well as things like our monthly payment tool, you can find a link to that in our video description, as well as a pinned comment down below. And guys, that's going to be where we wrap up on this first look review of the all-new Acura RSX. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, which we hope you did, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to be a part of our Car Confections family. We have a lot of fun on this channel, and we also strive to cover the latest cars on the market. So we'll certainly be covering this in more detail when it comes closer to launching. If you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.